forced to give her 7-week-old baby the kiss of life after she choked on her own mucus. A mom is now campaigning for all parents to have vital resuscitation training just 5 weeks before Nicola Bell's husband, Steve, 45, realized their premature daughter, Cease, had stopped breathing and turned blue in her cot. The couple from Rothwell, Leeds, West Yorkshire, had been trained to resuscitate newborn babies at their local hospital. Stay-at-home mom, Nicola, 37, said Cease had started choking on her own mucus. After suffering with a bronchiolitis, I cannot even contemplate what it would have been like if we'd lost her, and I am desperate for other mums not to through the same thing as me. It was horrendous, it was horrendous. You would never want to resuscitate your own baby, but if that heartbreaking moment comes, parents should know how to do it. Left with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, an anxiety condition caused by trauma, Nicola still experiences horrifying flashbacks of the events that morning when she battled to save her baby. But she will always be grateful that the policy at Pinderfields Hospital in nearby Wakefield, where Cease was born on October 11, 2017, 8 weeks early, weighing 4 pounds 7 ounces, is to offer training to all parents of babies admitted to either the neonatal or transitional care units. Now Nicola and Tool Hire Company Assistant Manager Steve, also parents to Caden, 4, wants the training to become compulsory on Pinderfield's neonatal unit, as well as wanting to raise awareness nationwide. Currently, the hospital simply documents it in the baby's discharge plan if parents have refused the training, and there is no national policy for it. Nicola, who named her daughter Cease after the waitress in TV show First Dates, discovered she was pregnant hours before her hen weekend in Bradford in March 2017. Then, on October 10, she was looking after her son, Caden, when she felt a gush and, panicking, ran to the bathroom without her phone. Discovering her underwear to be soaked with blood, running upstairs after his mom, quick thinking, Caden managed to find her phone and rang his dad, asking for help. Steve, in turn, called his wife's friend, Haley, who lived nearby, and she dialed an ambulance, rushing over to look after Caden and Nicola's son Callum, 15, from a previous relationship. Meanwhile, meeting Nicola at Pinderfields Hospital, Steve was with her when Cease was born by cesarean the next morning at 11:48 am. Nicola smiled. We had no idea of the sex, but when the midwife said it was a girl, I just knew she was a Cease. I love the name from the TV show First Dates, even though she spells it cheesy, and Steve said that after everything I had been through with the birth, it was my choice. Kept in the neonatal unit for 2.5 weeks, the family finally took their baby girl home at the end of October. Then, on their final day in hospital, Steve, who has a 16-year-old son, Luke, from a previous relationship, and Nicola were given the training that saved Cease's life. Nicola, who has been with Steve for 9 years after meeting when they worked together at a tool hire company, said, one of the nurses asked us if we wanted to do some resuscitation training before we went home. She said it would take 20 minutes, and I thought it would be helpful to know how to do. Never for a second thinking I would need to use it on my own child. Showed how to give rescue breaths and chest compressions. Nicola said they left the training never imagining it would be used to save their baby's life just 5 weeks later. But on Friday, December 1, 2017, Nicola's due date, Cease had developed a cold, which became so bad that her parents took her to accident and emergency at Pinderfields Hospital on the Sunday. Diagnosed with bronchiolitis, when the smallest airways in the lungs become infected, Cease was sent home, but showed no signs of improving. By the Tuesday night, Nicola and Steve vowed to take her back to the hospital the next day. Then, at 5:55 am the following morning, when Nicola went downstairs to get some baby milk and Steve was getting ready for work, she heard a frightening choking sound through the baby monitor, followed by her husband's screams. Cease was just lying there, blue and lifeless. Nicola tearfully recalled, I ran upstairs and Cease was just lying there, blue and lifeless. She was momentarily dead, really, as she had choked and stopped breathing. I don't remember thinking about what I was doing. I just remember springing into action and doing what I had learned at the training. I thought to myself, she's not going to die. Not on my watch. With Steve frozen in a panic and Nicola screaming at him to call an ambulance, she then got to work. Starting with 5 back blows between her shoulder blades with the heel of her hand, then Nicola checked her mouth. Then using 2 fingers, she gave her 5 downward chest thrusts. Then after that she gave these 5 initial rescue breaths, before starting the sequence of 30 chest compressions and 2 rescue breaths, and amazingly, after 3 minutes, Cease let out a scream. It was incredible to hear her scream. The ambulance crew then rushed in and she was taken to hospital, Nicola said. I was hysterical, shocked at what had just happened, how close we were to losing our girl. Parents should know how to do it. They said if I hadn't done what I did, then she wouldn't have made it, said Nicola. It was absolutely devastating to hear, and even now, almost 3 months later, I am suffering with flashbacks to that morning and have been diagnosed with PTSD, ventilated in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit (PICU) at Pinderfield Hospital for 3 nights. Cease was then transferred to the children's ward for 6 more nights before being discharged in time for Christmas. Now Cease is a happy and healthy girl, and her mom is determined to make a difference, she said. Cease is really smiley and a real mommy's girl. But I'm really overprotective of her. If I can stop one other family from going through this and save one more life, then it would be amazing. I'm going to get in touch with my MP and see if I can make a difference nationally. Zoe Chivers, head of services at the Premature and Sick Baby Charity Bliss, which has supported Nicola's family, said even basic first aid training can help parents identify if their baby has stopped breathing and what to do before an ambulance arrives. A number of neonatal units offer parent craft classes which include resuscitation training. Bliss would strongly encourage all NHS trusts across the UK to ensure that parents know how to resuscitate their baby if an emergency occurs. Nicola's story highlights the very real difference that this training can make. Susan Langworth, Assistant Director of Nursing, Children's and Radiology at the Mid Yorkshire Hospitals NHS Trust, said, we recommend resuscitation training to all parents of babies on the neonatal unit. But this has to be parental choice.
Where the freaks at?